So my name is Haley Hobson, and I am so excited to be teaching you today what you may not know about essential oils, but probably should, because they really are plant magic. And we'll be covering quite a bit of ground here in this class, so I hope you came prepared to learn. Now, I like to have a very interactive webinar here, so although I can't always see your comments as they're coming in, I do have my admin support team with me here. They are going to be messaging me any questions that you have. We're going to be answering them for you in the presentation, right in the chat box. And if you like something I'm saying so that I can know that you're with me, just give me a thumbs up or a hands up or a yes during the presentation so I know that you're there, all right? What I'm going to do first is I'm going to teach you 3 cool things you may not have known about essential oils. Second, I'm going to show you 3 ways to use the oils. And finally, I'm going to go over 3 specific applications of essential oils so you can take back control of your physical, emotional, and mental health. So let me know if you are excited to be here right now. Anybody? Hands up if you are excited to be here right now. Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate that. Sometimes when you're speaking on this end of the webinar and you don't know if anybody else is there or listening, it's a little bit tough. So I just love to hear the background that you are with me and that you're getting it and that you are excited. So I do have a little bonus for you. If you stay with me until the end, I've got a free cheat sheet that's actually going to include everything that you've learned here today. And I'll give that to you at the end after we've covered it. All right. So before we start, what I'd like you to do, I just did this myself, is I want you to shut down your email, turn off your cell phone, close your door, give yourself permission to fully be present and invest this next hour into learning more about how you can care for yourself and your family in a non-toxic way. So I've got a couple questions for you. And I know that you're maybe even wondering like if you belong here. So I've got a couple of statements I'm going to throw up on the screen. And if any of these statements are something that you can identify with, raise your hand or shout out in the comment box. You are in the right place right now with me if you have a passion for natural living and you're tired of traditional medicine compromising your health rather than treating your body as an integrative system. All right, thank you, Kimby. Awesome. Anybody else? You are also, thank you, you're also in the right place if you crave solutions that not only treat symptoms, but actually prevent disease from happening because you believe preventative care is the key to lifelong vitality. Anybody want to raise their hand on that one? Thank you. You're also in the right place if you are disillusioned with commercially mass-produced pharmaceutical choices that are prescribed to the masses with little attention to your own unique needs. No clear benefits, but plenty of side effects. Anybody hear me on this one? You're also in the right place. Thank you guys for being so interactive. You're also in the right place if you know something needs to change to improve your health and the health of your loved ones, but you're actually a little overwhelmed with all the ideas out there and you're not really sure where to begin. Anybody? All right, cool. I always know what kind of people are going to show up and listen to this. And it's the majority of people who follow me because there's so many choices out there. And it can be super overwhelming. And what we are learning out there is not necessarily the best stuff for our body because we're run by a big pharma type of country, right? Anyway, you may be thinking at this point, you know, who am I? Who's this woman? How in the world can she provide guidance on this topic? And I'm glad that you asked, or you're asking yourself. Let me spend just a couple minutes telling you why. I want to give you a little history on who I am. When I was 5 years old, I started having terrible, oops, my slides just went crazy. Let me pull that back for a second. All right, one sec here. My mouse is like gone. Okay. All right, here we go. When I was 5 years old, I started having terrible stomach pain. And I was diagnosed at that very early age with irritable bowel syndrome. And little did I know digestive issues were my gateway for sleepless nights, anxiety, mood problems, etc. Now, my dad was a medical doctor, and like any good father, he made sure that normal, I'm going to say quote unquote normal, medical protocols were strictly followed, like getting flu shots, taking antibiotics to try to help me feel better. But it actually didn't help me. In fact, it had a lot of adverse side effects like inflammation, spasms in my gut, anxious feelings, mood swings, and just general unrest. And later on in life, a whole myriad of more problems in my gut. By the time I was an adult, I realized I had fallen into my family's footsteps, and I was actually myself pumping myself full of medications I actually couldn't pronounce. And even though by that point I was well into my own career as an attorney and could obviously research information and come back with answers better than anyone, I still couldn't figure out what exactly was in these Western medications I was taking. And not only were they not helping, but as I mentioned before, they were causing a ton of side effects like insomnia, nervousness, weight loss, headaches, inflammation, gas, bloating, hormonal issues, and even more anxiety and depression. So my own journey to find wellness led me to understand our mind-gut connection and then to become a board-certified health and life coach so I could help people just like you free yourselves of physical and emotional discomfort. Or maybe you're looking to free somebody else of that. Anyway, I started seeking alternative modalities and practices, including yoga, Pilates, and yes, before both were a fad, we're talking 25 years ago, I started playing around with plant-based diets. And this is when juicing was like drinking Tropicana orange juice, right? But I started playing around with plant-based diets, juicing, supplementation, because there's a lot of people who didn't know that we can't get all of our nutrition that we need simply from food. And eventually, through a friend, I discovered doTERRA essential oils. I found it interesting that in my world that I was living in then, no one really knew anything about oils because they'd literally been the foundation for Eastern medicine for centuries. So I kind of wonder what you think. Maybe a scam by the big pharma to hide an inexpensive and effective way to naturally heal ourselves from disease? What do you think? In any event, I became so passionate about finding all of these natural ways to heal my body because they worked and without the side effects I had been experiencing from traditional Western medicine. And did I mention before that they were preventative, not just symptomatic, and inexpensive compared to doctor's visits, co-pays, insurance premiums, and pharmacy bills, not to mention the loss of income from not being able to work. Now, don't get me wrong, not every natural remedy works. At least they hadn't for me. And I had tried a bunch. And some of the things I had tried were Chinese medicine, herbs, acupuncture. And while I am not doubting these wonderful and proven techniques, a lot of them were not as effective for me. Now, essential oils became my saving grace, and I was able to eat and enjoy food again. My stomach wasn't constantly in knots. My anxious feelings subsided, and I was able to focus in a way I had never been able to before in my life. My passion for holistic wellness became my lifeline, and I decided I needed to share it with everyone. So the more I shared my passion, the more lives were changed. And I began to hear stories of physical, emotional, and mental healing from my family and friends, and that became the new norm. I also got kind of tired of listening or continuing to see zero support for holistic alternatives from traditional healthcare, and that's why I began teaching classes just like this. This message, in my opinion, must get out there that essential oils can heal our bodies in so many different ways. So I want to ask you, again, you may raise your hand for me if you are in alignment, if you agree, if you'd like to feel this way, these few ways. Can you imagine what it would be like to take control over your health and wellness? If you're interested in that, hands up. Can you imagine what it would feel like to be empowered to make decisions about your own body that are safe, effective, healing, and that actually work? Anybody? Hands up. Now imagine what it would feel like to wake up feeling completely well rested, energized, and focused, so you're prepared to start your day rather than waking up and already feeling depleted or exhausted. This is kind of funny because I was sitting at my kitchen counter last night. It was about 7 o'clock at night. And my husband looks at me and he just says, "How do you have so much energy? You've been going since 6:45 this morning," right? Can you imagine what it would feel like, right? Can you imagine what your mood would be like if you were consistently more energized and productive? What about if you had more motivation to get done what actually needs to be done in your day? Can you imagine being able to manage the normal stressors and anxieties? Because they're there and they're normal and they come into your life every day. But can you imagine being able to manage them with ease so that you are present to better serve yourself and those around you? What about being more educated and thus feeling empowered to be more proactive rather than preventative with your healthcare, simply by having this new buffet, so to speak, of simple lifestyle hacks you can choose from? Anybody? Yeah. So now imagine having the ability to choose a safer and purer alternative than what you may already be choosing as your health and wellness care. All right, the first thing that we are going to cover are 3 pretty cool things about essential oils. And I am going to, like I said before, I'm going to jump in here and ask you some questions afterwards. I'm also going to test you to see if you're listening. So take notes and comment in the box. The first cool things, this is a hint. The first cool things about essential oils is they are 100% natural and safe. Well, that's if you're using, we'll talk about this. I'm going to say the first cool things about the oils I use, doTERRA essential oils, is that they are 100% natural and safe. There's nothing added to the oil or taken away from the chemical constituents. They're just simply pure essential oils with no side effects, no additives. They're safe for babies, they're safe for children, they're safe for adults, and they're safe for the elderly. Oils are extracts from plants, and they have amazing health benefits. A pure essential oil is about 50 to 70 times more powerful than an herb. An example is that 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to drinking about 28 cups of peppermint tea. So they are really potent. The oils are so potent that a very little bit goes a very long way. Now, what I love about these oils that I'm talking about, remember I told you I'd come back to standard and quality, is that they are certified pure therapeutic grade. We call it CPTG. It stands for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. And it means that these oils are completely pure and potent. There are no foreign contaminants or fillers. Now, potent means that each plant was grown in a part of the world that the plant grows best, resulting in the absolute best chemistry for that plant. And when you have the ideal natural chemistry, the essential oil extracted does exactly what we want it to do for our health. Unfortunately, since the essential oil world is not regulated these days, most oils, I'm actually going to say about 98 to 99%, are either contaminated or adulterated. Contamination happens by accident. There's something else added to the oil. It could be a weed, a filler, a different kind of grass that actually interferes with that chemistry. And adulteration actually happens on purpose. There's a middleman somewhere in there taking away or adding something in there so that they can make more of a profit. These oils 100% natural and pure, which makes them effective, potent, and safe. So that's the first cool thing about essential oils. Now I'm going to ask you, who can tell me the first cool thing about essential oils in the chat? Anybody remember? I hope so, because I just went over it. Let me know if you can type that into the chat. I'm going to wait for you. All right. Yes, they are 100% natural and safe. Thank you. You've passed the first quiz. The second cool thing about essential oils, hint, hint, is that they are more effective than many modern approaches to health problems. So I want to ask you if you would shout out in the chat here, do we have any medical professionals in the room? Please type into the chat box if you're involved in the medical field. Anybody? Because what I'm going to share with you is going to sound very elementary to most of you who are involved in the medical field. I don't see anybody here live. It's possible you're watching the recording. This may sound very elementary to you. Most of us don't have the medical training that you may have, so I'm going to make it really simple so that this makes sense to everyone. Okay, so we're going to go back to Biology 101. I hope that's okay. Check out the slide here and imagine that the image on this slide is a cell in your body. Now we know that cells have oily cell membranes. The cell membrane protects the cell. That's its job. It keeps all the good things in the cell and all the bad things out of the cell. Now, two of the things that are harmful to our cells are bacteria and viruses. Bacteria usually forms on the outside of the cell, and the viruses duplicate the DNA on the inside of the cell. All you have to remember is bacteria on the outside, viruses on the inside. So let's say you went to the doctor with a bacterial infection. What would he recommend for you? Anybody want to shout out there in the chat box? Anybody want to put a guess? What would happen if you had some bacteria or infection sitting outside of the cell? What would he recommend? Yes, exactly. He would give you an antibiotic. And after taking the antibiotic for 7 to 10 days, in most cases, it would probably clear up the infection, but it often comes with wreaking havoc on your gut, your hormones, and your immune system. Now, if you had a virus like a cold or flu, go ahead and answer me in the chat box. What would the doctor say? Anybody have any recommendations on what would happen? Yeah, he'd say, go home, drink a lot of fluids, rest, and let it run its course. The reason why is because most of the modern recommendations are water-based synthetic agents and frequently come with side effects and addictions. Water and oils don't mix. So if the recommendation from your doctor is water-based, it will have a really hard time penetrating through the oily cell membrane and actually stopping the duplication, or we call it mutation, of the virus. You may feel for a few hours that your symptoms have gone away because that synthetic medication may clear up something that isn't the root cause of what's happening, but it's not going to stop the mutation or duplication of the virus. And I want you to understand this duplication of a virus for a second, because I can give you like a little of an analogy that will make sense to you. You wake up in the morning, you feel like you got a scratchy throat, and then literally 3 hours later, it feels like you got hit by a truck. What's happened is the virus has mutated all over your body very quickly. Let's say you wake up in the morning, you have a little bit of scratchy throat, you take a little drop of oregano and lemon in water, you gurgle it in an ounce of water, you swallow it, you do it again 3 hours later, you've actually stopped the mutation of the virus. And therefore, you never actually feel like you got hit by a truck, right? Essential oils are different because they're oil-based, and that means they can permeate that cell membrane. They can work on a cellular level without side effects or addictions, and they can combat bacteria on the outside of the cell and prevent duplication of viruses on the inside. And that is why they are often more effective than modern approaches to health problems. So, anybody want to tell me what the second cool thing is about essential oils in the chat box right here? The first one was that they were pure and potent and safe. The second one is, anybody? Yes, they are more effective than traditional medicine. Thank you. Now, here's the third thing. The third cool thing about essential oils is they are less expensive than traditional medical care. So let me explain. Does anybody want to share in the chat box what their copay is for visiting the doctor? I'll let you know because I went to urgent care 10 days ago because I thought I broke my toe, which I did. And it cost me, what did it cost me? It cost me $95 for the x-ray. It cost me $150 just to go behind the door and speak to the doctor. Okay, and I can go ahead and submit that once I've met my deductible, right? And if I haven't, that's what I'm out of pocket. Now, I acknowledge that healthcare is free in some countries. I'll address that in a second. But typically what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, and what I often hear when I teach these classes is that people have deductibles of up to $1,500 a year or $3,000 a year or $5,000 a year. Sometimes they'll have monthly copays or monthly expenses like $150, $250, $500 a month. Maybe they have a $25 copay. Lots of different possibilities, all expensive in my opinion. And if your doctor gives you a prescription for the antibiotic, now I didn't need a prescription. He offered me a prescription for a certain kind of boot for my toe, which was like another $50 for the boot. I'm like, thank you, I'll wear a Birkenstock instead. How much would it cost to fill the prescription? You can go ahead and volunteer in the chat box. I mean, again, I've had lots of different answers pulled out here when I'm teaching these classes. Some people say $10, $20, $30. I've even heard people saying that they have certain medications for asthma or heart stuff that goes on where they're paying over $100 a month to fill their prescriptions, right? Now, when someone in my family has something, let's just say like an ear infection, and by the way, I never would have gotten to the doctor if I haven't actually in about 7 years. The only reason I went is just to confirm that there was a fracture, because if there wasn't, I would have been back on the treadmill in about a week, right? But I wanted to just make sure I knew how to treat it if it was. So it was worth going there, sitting there for an hour and knowing that so that I could baby the toe, because it's going to be a month for the bone to heal. But when somebody has something in my family like a strep throat or an ear infection, let's just say an ear infection. If I rub 2 drops of lavender, 2 drops of basil, 2 drops of melaleuca or tea tree around their ear and put them to bed, few hours later, the infection is cleared up. It cost me about 64 cents to clear up that infection. No doctor's visit, no time off work, no prescription. Now, whether it costs you $20 for the copay and the prescription, or whether it costs you $0 because you live in a country with free medical care, I am going to hold strong to the belief that essential oils are still less expensive than the gas in your car you pay to go to the doctor's office, or the half day. In this case for myself, it was 3 hours. It was a Sunday, but the half day of work you may have to take off for this emergency. We also haven't even taken into account the fact that antibiotics or traditional medications harm your gut, and that you might have to buy extra probiotics for 2 weeks to fix the damage, which is even more money. I save hundreds of dollars a year in medical costs because I'm proactively taking this approach to my health, and because I'm using essential oils. You cannot afford to not use natural solutions. Does that make sense? That's code for you need to be using natural solutions. And that is why essential oils are less expensive than traditional medical care. And that is the third cool thing about essential oils. So if you're with me, you heard me, type in the chat, what is the third cool thing about essential oils? Thank you. Yes, they are less expensive than traditional medicine. All right, bonus points. Who can tell me all 3 cool things about essential oils that we've discussed so far before we move on to the next topic? Anybody? Yes, thank you. They are natural and safe. They're more effective. than natural medicine, than traditional medicine, and they are more effective and less expensive. They're natural and safe, more effective, and less expensive. So you understand now why essential oils are pretty cool, which means it's time to understand 3 ways you can use essential oils. The first way to use essential oils is aromatically. Everyone, take your fingers right now, pinch right above the bridge of your nose. Right under your fingers is what we call the olfactory nerve. This nerve sends messages to the limbic system in your brain, which in turn sends messages all over your body. Sometimes people think it's kind of hokey to say essential oils affect the whole body, like smelling them, but let me illustrate. When you go to the hospital for a surgery and you need to be put under, how did they deliver the anesthesia? They don't give you a pill. And they usually don't give you a shot. They ask you to breathe through a mask and count down from 10 to 1. Most of us are completely out before we even get halfway there. So when you breathe those synthetic compounds through the mask, your olfactory system is powerful enough to send signals to your body to knock you out in under 10 seconds. It's the fastest way to actually access your brain. This happens exactly the same way with natural compounds found in essential oils. When we breathe in natural compounds from essential oils, they hit this olfactory nerve, and the olfactory nerve sends signals to the limbic system, which in turn sends signals to the rest of our body. This can happen in as little as 30 seconds. So there are a few ways to use essential oils aromatically. You can breathe them in from your hands. I'm actually going to take a bottle of peppermint myself right now. And if you've got one, does anybody have a bottle of peppermint on them? You can go ahead and say yes in the chat box if you do. I'm going to put a drop in my hands. I'm going to open up that bottle, put a drop in my hands, rub my hands together, and take a big inhale in. And notice what you feel, right? So you can go ahead and breathe them from your hands, or you can breathe them right from the bottle. I can actually open this bottle and breathe it right into my hands and right into my nose. You can also breathe them in from a diffuser. I actually have a diffuser running on my desk as well right now. And I have a little bit of Elevation Blend, an extra drop of bergamot, and an extra drop of tangerine in the diffuser today. Very uplifting, mood boosting oils, okay? Now why? Why would you want to use a diffuser? Anybody know? When you use a diffuser, the aromatic compounds are lifted up into the air and suspended, so they remain in the pathway of your olfactory nerve for hours. So who wouldn't want to spend the day at their desk feeling amazing, cheerful, and happy, right? And focusing better. So tell me in the chat, what is the first way to use essential oils? Anybody know the first way? Can you shout that out for me? Excellent, thank you, aromatically. All right. Just spilled my turmeric latte all over my shirt, sorry. The second way to use essential oils is topically. You can actually apply oils directly to your skin. I did that when I poured my peppermint, a drop of my peppermint into my skin. That was a topical use too. For children and people with sensitive skin, you'll want to dilute them with fractionated coconut oil. It's just as effective, actually penetrates on a deeper level. It just takes a little bit longer to absorb. You can even apply the oils to the bottom of your feet, including babies, by the way. It won't bother them. The pores on the bottom of our feet are really big, and the oil absorbs there very quickly into our bloodstream. It's a great way to get oils into your system fast. Not sure if you've ever heard this, but if you have a baby sucking a pacifier and you go ahead and massage some peppermint oil into their feet, and you take the pacifier out about 20 minutes later, you will taste the peppermint. It absorbs directly into your bloodstream. So if you have a stomach ache, you might rub them on your belly. Intuitive, right? If you have a headache, you might rub them on your temples. right? A little peppermint on your temples, a little peppermint on your tummy. Peppermint is good for everything, by the way. We do have a digestive blend that's great for tummy aches as well. We do have a tension blend that's good for headaches as well, but they both have peppermint in, believe it or not. If you have a chest cold, you rub them on your chest. Again, peppermint in our respiratory blend. If you have a cut or a burn on your finger, you could put a drop on that possible infection, not peppermint. If you're looking for a better night's sleep or rest, you could rub them into your wrists, bottoms of your feet. These are just some of the ways that you can use the essential oils topically. Does anybody have an oil that they love to use topically? Would you shout that out in the chat? Yeah, I see people using respiratory blends on their chests. I see, okay, yeah, pain management, inflammation, like we said, tension, headaches. Exactly. Okay, excellent. These are just some of the ways. The burn was lavender, by the way. It's amazing for burn. So the second way to use essential oils is ... Anybody want to type that in the chat? Second way we use the essential oils is, yes, it's topically. Okay. The third way to use essential oils is internally. Now, these oils, doTERRA essential oils, are not only safe to use internally, but they're also recommended. There is a governing standard for quality, which I'll talk about in just a moment, but it means these oils are medical grade and they're completely safe to ingest, unlike most other brands. You can put them in your mouth. You can drink them in your water. If you don't like the taste, you can put them in a veggie capsule. It's like concocting your own little natural remedy, okay? So if you have that drop of peppermint, put it on your finger and just push up on the roof of your mouth and notice what that feels like. I told you a minute ago I was drinking a turmeric latte. It's actually it's a pumpkin, smashing pumpkin latte, but it's got turmeric in it. I actually added an extra shot of turmeric oil into it. Amazing for the digestive system, right? I talked earlier about using some tea tree or lemon or oregano, right, in our water and gargling with it for strep throat or cold or flu, right? So does anybody know why you might want to use the oils internally? You can shout out here for me in the chat. I gave you some hints. Anybody want to know why instead of aromatically or topically, we want to use the oils internally? Yeah, they go right into your digestive system and they absorb directly into your organs. They're breaking through that cell membrane, right? So they're great for your immune system, infections, relaxation, your skin, and even your emotions. So tell me in the chat what the third way to use essential oils is. Anybody remember? I hope so. If you don't remember, I'm going to have to give you a focus blend. Okay. Yes, the third way is to use them internally. All right. So now you've learned that essential oils are safe to use, more effective than modern approaches to health problems, less expensive than traditional medical care. You've also learned that you can use them aromatically, topically, and internally. Now it's time to get specific and share how essential oils can target 3 areas of your body to improve your overall health. The first area essential oils can target is your physical body, specifically your digestive and your immune systems. I've talked about that a bit. You probably know your immune system is the way your body defends itself. But did you know, hands up, raise your hand, did you know that 70% of your immune system is located in your gut? Anybody? 70%. That is why your overall health is so intricately linked to your digestive system. I think that people think that I'm eating fine, I'm doing gluten-free, I'm taking sugar out, I'm eating less and less meat, maybe I've cut out dairy, but you've got to eat in a way where you're actually giving yourselves the micro and macronutrients to support your immune system. You've got to make sure your digestive system is working, that the enzymes are working to absorb the nutrients, that the inflammation isn't in the gut, and the gut is cleansed of toxins on a regular basis. And you can't do that by yourself. I'm just letting you know, okay? because the digestive system is responsible for not only literally digesting your food, but protecting your body as well. And there are many oils you can use to support your digestive and your immune system, but one of the most powerful is peppermint again. Now, ginger, caraway seed, turmeric, fennel, all really good too. All a bit different, but let's talk about even cardamom, but let's talk about peppermint. Peppermint benefits your digestive system because it targets gut motility. Gut motility refers to the contractions that actually happen in your large and small intestines as they digest your food. And low gut motility means you suffer from things like gas or upset stomachs or bloating. Do you have an idea how you can use peppermint essential oil to improve your digestive system based on what you've learned so far? If so, please shout it out in the chat box for everybody. Yeah, some great ideas popping in. Thank you. You can use peppermint internally in a capsule. You can use digestive blend in a capsule. You can place it directly on your tongue, roof of your mouth. You can also even inhale it. This doesn't have to do with the digestive system, but to wake up your nasal passages. You can also, like I said, use it topically or internally to wake you up, give you more energy, bring down a fever, cool you down, get rid of a headache, help with cravings, stimulate your breathing. Yes, peppermint is very diverse. So the first area essential oils can target in order to improve your health is your digestive and your immune system. The second area essential oils can target is your emotional well-being. Now, we have emotions all day long in response to the thoughts that are crossing our minds. Some are good, some are bad. It's normal to want to feel more of the good emotions. Countless medical studies have shown people who invest time in themselves experience more joy and happiness. Unfortunately, so many of us are so accustomed to viewing ourselves as last that we may not even know what brings us joy anymore. Have you ever felt guilty for taking time out for yourself just to fill your emotional cup? Anybody? Raise your hand if you have. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Essential oils can assist in helping you feel more grounded and more balanced. They can be used to shift your mindset. And if I were you, I would definitely build a self-care ritual that can take 30 seconds or less. Surely you can spend 30 seconds on yourself, right? Citrus oils, for example, like wild orange, red mandarin, tangerine, lemon, lime. I was just using our product of the month this month, our free product of the month, which is a white grapefruit, are all perfect for this because they're uplifting in energy. And I've already uplifting and energizing. And I've already mentioned that peppermint is like mints are very uplifting and energizing. Spearmint, cinnamon, etc. Cinnamon's great for your digestive system as well, by the way. So can you share any way that you would use any of these oils like wild orange, for instance, based on what you've already learned? Anybody want to share in the chat? Okay, awesome. Yes, great ideas. I personally enjoy putting a drop of wild orange in my water, drinking it, or diffusing it for an instant mood boost. I gave you a big hint earlier that I was diffusing citruses, right? Elevation is a citrus blend. Well, it's got citrus oils in it. I put a little extra tangerine in there, remember? And I added a little bergamot. Those are all citrus oils, right? Anybody else? Excellent. All great ideas. Yes, oils impact our emotions. And that is the second way they impact our health. The third area you can address with essential oils is your mental state. Our mental state is impacted by many things in our body, but sleep and stress are two of the areas that have the biggest impact. The busy 24/7 nature of our lives has made us chronically sleep deprived and stressed. Lack of sleep and high stress puts us at risk for developing all kinds of health issues like cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, mood disorders, not to mention feeling out of balance and unable to make good decisions or quick decisions. I actually didn't sleep before I started with essential oils. I actually didn't sleep for about 20 years. Okay, which is why this is super important to me, because I go to bed every night now and I sleep. I sleep through the night by putting the oils in my diffuser on the bottom of my feet and spritzing my wrists and my pillows. When we sleep, or actually I should say when we don't sleep, we can be more prone, like I was, to getting sick, having extreme mood swings, chronic fatigue. All of that has happened to me. Have you ever felt like any of those conditions describe you? Raise your hand if you have. I wouldn't doubt it. It's natural in our society today. Yeah, and did you also know that during different times of the year, we actually need more or less sleep? Like right now in our northern hemisphere, we're in winter, right? We're going into winter, and we need more sleep right now. Have you noticed that you might be more tired or waking up later, wanting to go to bed earlier because of the nature of the sun rising sooner? In the summer, I'm great with 7 hours of sleep. And the winter, I need like 9, right? So we want to give our body that opportunity to rest. Now, unfortunately, too often the default treatment method is prescription medication, which is what I did. And it comes with a host of known side effects and who knows how many unknown side effects, while never treating the root cause of our lack of sleep and stress. Essential oils can actually assist you by promoting relaxation and by providing tools to center your thoughts. Oils like lavender, Roman chamomile, cedarwood, or other woodsy oils have proven calming properties, as well as the ability to soothe our minds. So can anybody here share in the chat how you would apply an oil like lavender? Like if your goal was to improve your mental state, what would you do? Yeah, pop it in here. Any way that you feel like you would use an oil to improve your mental state. Yes, right away I would think diffusing, right? I love diffusing oils like lavender, ylang ylang, chamomile all together sometimes when I'm feeling stressed or anxious. I also like to carry them with me in my purse for some quick treatment on the go. Funny story, not so funny story. A couple years ago, I got on a plane and realized I had left my laptop through security in the security checkpoint. I left it there. This was before I had the TSA. And that was stressful, right? I got on the plane and I just inhaled my bottle of lavender and was able to relax until I landed and try to track it down. And yes, I did track it down. Okay, so we have now talked about how using essential oils can improve your digestion, your immunity, your emotions, and your mental state, which means essential oils are your ticket to complete and total holistic wellness. So I have a question for you. Would you like me to help you discover the solutions doTERRA has for you so you can begin taking back control of your health? Raise your hand. Would you like me to help you discover the solutions that doTERRA has for you so that you can begin taking back control of your health and using what you've learned today? Maybe write hells yes in the chat too, so Abby and Alyssa can see and we can get you started, all right? Remember why you showed up today. You have a passion for natural living and want to learn more on this topic. And frankly, you're tired of traditional medicine compromising your health rather than treating your body as an integrative system, right? You also crave solutions that are not only treating your symptoms, but actually are preventing disease from happening, because you believe preventative care is the key to lifelong vitality. Do you remember you said yes, right? You are disillusioned with commercially mass-produced pharmaceutical choices that are prescribed to the masses with little attention to your unique needs, no clear benefits, but plenty of side effects. You know something needs to change to improve your health and the health of your loved ones, but you're a little overwhelmed with all the ideas out there and you don't really know where to begin. Remember, this is why you said you showed up. So I'm excited for you because you have a decision to make. Option one is you keep doing what you're doing and you make no changes to your habits, your daily habits or your lifestyle. You continue to feel tired or worn down or depleted without being in control of your own health and wellness. Or option two, you say yes. You make a 100% commitment to yourself to making small changes in the right direction, which will amount to a huge improvement in your holistic wellness. Go ahead and type in the chat for me if you're 100% committed to your own health. What's exciting about this option is not only will you see improvement in your health, but you're going to see improvement in your families and everybody else around you. So I know that you're wondering right now how you can get your hands on the same oils that I'm using, which are being used as the standard now in testing, even by the FDA. And there are 3 ways you can purchase your own doTERRA essential oil so you can get started on this journey today. The first way is retail. But nobody here is going to buy retail today. You would only buy oils at retail prices if you were at a chiropractor's office, a spa, or some type of other professional setting. It's the most expensive way to buy. The second way is wholesale. This is kind of like a Costco card where you have an annual membership that gives you access to great products at the best prices. And with doTERRA, having a wholesale membership allows you to purchase your oils at 25% below retail pricing. The third way, and this is the way that I buy my oils, the only way I buy my oils, is below wholesale. This is the smartest way to buy your oils, and you'll learn more about this in a second. Now, as you have listened in here today, raise your hand if I'm speaking to you if you understand this. As you're listening here today about the power of essential oils and how it can change your lives, you might be thinking, wow, this is more than I imagined. If that's you, raise your hand. doTERRA wants to support you with your essential oil journey. And the goal isn't that you just have a bottle of tea tree for your acne or deep blue rub blend for your pain. My goal is to teach you how to live a completely natural lifestyle. So when things come up like pain or allergies or cold or flus, instead of reaching for the medicine, you can reach for natural solutions that don't have any side effects. I will tell you that with my broken toe, there was 0 inflammation, 0, because right away I was on it with helichrysum, the deep blue blend, frankincense, wintergreen, cypress, and I was walking around the next day. I'm not running, and yes, I'm babying it, but and yes, I'm wearing Birkenstocks, but I'm walking around no pain because I have a toolbox. Now, doTERRA puts kits together, bundles together that are less expensive than if you purchased your oils individually. So if you add up the cost of all the oils, the kits are always going to be a better deal. And the kits include a free wholesale membership, and you'll have everything you need at your fingertips. But before I cover the kits, I've actually got a surprise for you. Actually, a few surprises. If you are ready to make an investment in yourself now, I'm going to make an investment in you now. I have several bonuses to offer you so you can understand how to use your essential oils. These are totally free bonuses that I've put together that I'm going to offer you today that are yours. And all you have to do is get started with your own kit. The first bonus is a free diffuser. So you can begin diffusing your oils in more than just one room of your home. Getting a free diffuser makes it easier for you to begin experimenting with your oils or share it with somebody that you care about. This bonus is for you. This bonus is going to come on your second month. The bonus that's going to come on your first month is actually $50 worth of free products. I'm going to talk about that in a second. The second bonus that I have for you is an ebook bundle that contains every ebook, well, not every ebook, but several ebooks that I've written on using essential oils in your daily life. And these cover getting started with essential oils, how to support your immune system like a rock star, and a morning ritual ebook, how to create a morning ritual with essential oils. So this ebook bundle is yours for free. So this next bonus, this is the third one out of the fourth. This is the third one. This is really exciting because I'm going to give you access to my exclusive customer group where I provide daily education on essential oils and other holistic wellness topics. We talk about all the healthy hacks and holistic happiness. This group is full of like-minded people also on a journey to improve their health. We talk about essential oils, hacks for improving your health, recipes to try, DIY, toxin-free household solutions. You get the idea. You'll be part of this exclusive community. And the last bonus is great because although you're super excited right now, right when you get off this class, to get started with your wellness journey, in about 3 to 5 days when your oils do arrive at your doorstep, you may forget how to use them. So I am not going to forget about you though. So I'm including an overview, a wellness overview, where you and I will get together. If we're local, we can do it in person. If we're not, we can hop on a call, a video, Zoom. I will personally walk you through your essential oil kit and show you how to use everything. Okay. And I will talk about that later, but I do also have another $50 in product credit for you as well, this month in November only. So no matter how you want to begin your wellness journey, these bonuses have you covered, and they end up giving you an immediate return on your investment in your health, which means it's time to take a closer look at some of the kit options. And we have several, by the way, okay? The Natural Solutions is my favorite. It has everything you need to replace your entire medicine cabinet. You've got all the most important oils, including a 10-hour diffuser, amazing digestive enzymes and probiotics to support your gut, incredible immunity oils, not only in the oil bottles themselves, but immunity oils in our soap, sanitizers, soft gels, and even our supplement trio, so that you're getting all of the nutrition, omegas, cellular repair, cellular vitality, etc. in this kit. Okay, you can see what's in here, pictures on the screen. This kit costs $570, but you save almost $300 off of the retail cost. So it's far most effective. It's the most effective and cost-effective way to get started, okay? My next favorite kit, a little bit smaller, is the Healthy Habits Kit. This kit includes products recommended for daily use. This is my daily routine, by the way, in order to achieve and maintain a healthy lifestyle. Again, you've got our supplement trio, our digestive enzymes, our probiotics, and 5 of what I consider the non-negotiable daily oils. This kit will cost you $195. It saves you about $75 off of the wholesale cost, all right? Wholesale cost, $75 off wholesale. And the third option is what we call our Healthy Start Kit. And this kit is a lower price point. Again, it still comes with the 10 most popular oils, but they're in small 5 milliliter bottles, just so you know, instead of 15. And this kit costs $160. It's $25 off of wholesale. It also comes, like I said, with a diffuser. All right. Now, I have to pause here and let you know that there is a promotion also that you can tap into right now this month in November when you open up your membership with any of these kits, any order actually, that's 100 product value points or more, you're going to get 50 free points in December. And product points are like free money to spend on any doTERRA product you want. So now, before I head off, I've got a couple more things I want to wrap up with you. First of all, there are 3 types of people who come to my classes, and you may be one of them. This first type of person is excited to live a natural lifestyle. I do believe that that's you. A lot of you raised your hands. You spoke to me in the chat. When you learn about the power of essential oils, you can't wait to use them and maybe share them with your family. And doTERRA and I support this kind of person, support you by providing free monthly essential oil education. The second type of person, this may be you too, is sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, I wish my mom was on this masterclass with me, or I want my friend to learn about this, or I need to learn more so I can properly use them myself and maybe share the wealth a little bit. And these kind of people always share what they love. whether it's a restaurant, a movie, a new pair of shoes, whatever. doTERRA actually supports this kind of person through a generous system to reward for sharing, purposely sharing. As these people consistently share over time, they can have their oils that they purchase paid for every month. And we call this free natural healthcare. And there are thousands and thousands of people all over the world who are currently receiving free natural healthcare from doTERRA. I'm one of them, okay? The third type of person has been watching me and listening to me, I should say. You're on the other side of my screen and thinking, this is what I want to do. I want to change people's lives through educating about the power of essential oils. I want to incorporate this into my existing business. I want to create a new business with essential oils. And doTERRA rewards this kind of person through an incredibly generous compensation plan. As this kind of person educates others about the power of essential oils, consciously, deliberately educates, like I'm doing with you right now, they can earn enough to supplement or even replace their income so they can become financially free. I'm this kind of person. Remember, I told you I was a former attorney, right? No matter which of these three people you identify with, doesn't matter. Your first step is the same. But if you are the second or third type of person, you can raise your hand here so I can see who you are. But will you also email me to Haley@HaleyHobson.com? You can also just chat out in the chat box so I can see your name right now. My email is Haley, that's my first name, Hayley, @HaleyHobson.com. 2 Y's in Haley, Hayley, all right? Anyway, remember how I talked about buying below wholesale as the best value? Well, I'm gonna help you get that set up right now. You're gonna head over to yourwholeoils.com/kits. The link is, the URL is up on the screen to pick out your kit and find out what good things are waiting for you inside a bottle of essential oils. You're gonna click the blue button, I want it, next to any of the kits. And quite honestly, it doesn't matter which kit you pick because you have a second opportunity at the end to really select the kit. So just pick any kit for now that looks appealing. Click the I want you button. Then you're gonna go ahead and type in your name and your email address and hit the blue submit button. At the next screen, you're gonna be taken to a place, you'll see that purple box up in the left-hand corner with a picture of me. You're gonna choose wholesale customer at the bottom to get all your bonuses. Even if you were the second or third type of person, pick wholesale customer. We'll upgrade you later for free, no worries. Click the green button at that point and continue. And then you get to select your kit again. You can actually click on them again, open them up, read everything that's in it. Green, you can add additional products to your kit, or you can click the green review order on the top right to continue. If you decide to add additional products, this is the screen that you're gonna see. You can choose a single oil, any of the proprietary blends, personal care, supplements, etc. And then you're going to proceed to checkout and choose your shipping method. You're gonna click the orange proceed to checkout button and choose your shipping method. You'll enter your billing information and you'll click continue. This is the very last screen, and congratulations, you have just made the first step of your journey to become a healthier and happier person with essential oils. So check your email, because you'll get an email directly from doTERRA, but you'll also get one from me shortly thereafter that will outline all of your next steps. And you'll only get the email from me if you go through that yourwholeoils.com/kits link and you click that wholesale customer option, all right? Now, I know I promised you a bonus for sticking at the end. Here it is. You're gonna visit HaleyHobson.com/learn oils to download your tip sheet that contains all the info we covered in class today. Now, I know you have some questions, and as some have been coming up on the screens, Abby or Alyssa has been texting me some of them. And so I'm just gonna jump in here and I'm gonna throw some popular ones that up here on the screen that we've been getting individually or through private. Sometimes you can send out responses. I don't know if you guys saw that. You can send a response out to the whole group, or you could send the response out individually to us. I'm not gonna name any names, but I have heard this today and also before. And the first question, the first concern is, I can't afford this. Now, I want to address this head on because maybe you're thinking you cannot afford to invest in your health. And I get it. Oftentimes people think they can't spare any money from their budget, but I have a question for you and I want you to consider it. Can you really afford to not prioritize your health any longer? I can't even imagine what my life would be like now if I had not invested in myself. I'm sure I'd still be suffering from digestive issues, allergies, plagued by anxiety, controlled by triggering thoughts. I'm handing to you your ticket out of what's literally been stressing you out, and I will be beside you to support you on this journey 1000% of the way. Okay, I see some of you are raising your hand. Do me a favor and just type your question in the chat box so Abby can grab it and message it to me. Because we're not going to go live on the audio, just so you know. All right, I'll answer the question in the chat box. So the next concern I hear is I'm too busy to upgrade my health and wellness routine. Maybe you are thinking you're too busy to focus on this. Busyitis is chronic. It's a chronic issue in our culture. And my response to you is there is no way you are too busy to prioritize feeling better. There's no way. Plus, like I said, all I'm encouraging you to do is make one small step at a time. Okay? Maybe you're wondering what others people are going to think of you if you start using, experimenting, even sharing these oils. I'm not going to lie, you're going to get some pushback. When I began my journey, I was a little bit of a black sheep in my family. But then my family began witnessing my personal transformation, and guess who became my best customers? Guess who? I'm now lucky enough to have not only introduced my family to products that have improved their lives, but they also, some of them have partnered with me in my business because they love the essential oils so much. And essential oils actually became the segue for them to not only improve their health, but their financial freedom as well. Now, you'll have me in your corner through everything, and you can see my success. Head on over to my website, HaleyHobson.com, and my success can be yours as well. I'm ready to lead the way for you if you are ready to start.